Hey everybody, welcome back to my vlog. Hope you're having a good day so far. I found something on Twitter I wanted to share with you guys. It's basically like a list of how depression affects people differently, and I'm just going to read off that list and then talk about it. So at the top it says, some people with depression cannot get out of bed, some can. Some people with depression cannot keep a job, some can. Some people with depression cannot eat, some can. I know that's a big issue for me is eating. Sometimes I don't even eat for the whole day or more than a day. Some people cannot stop eating. I've been on that end of the spectrum as well. I constantly eat. It's mostly junk food, but I get to the point where I just want to keep eating. Um, some people with depression self-harm, some don't. Some people with depression are suicidal, some aren't. Some people with depression take medication, some don't. Some people with depression have more bad days than others. Some people with depression have more support system than others, which I think is a huge thing is having support systems. They can really help you, obviously, when you're down. I think that people should be more open about their depression so they have a better support system, aside from just counselors and psychiatrists and that would include friends and family. And then it goes on to say, my point is that depression is not universal, and while there is a general cluster of symptoms, it manifests differently in everyone, which is absolutely true. You can't always spot depression on the street, in the grocery store, or at the gym. Depression doesn't always jump out at you and let you know that there's a person who is hurting deeply. Don't contribute to stigmatization. So that's one reason why I wanted to do this, is to help with the stigma of mental illness and help with the stigma of depression, because people, there's some people out there who, do stuff like self-harm and they just do it for attention, while there's other people out there who self-harm because they have a real illness and it manifests itself in them doing that to themselves, like, cutting their wrists or cutting their arms. And I've known people who cut their legs. Not only that, but as far as like getting out of bed, I've had issues like that where I didn't want to get out of bed, and I just wanted to lay there and sleep. I actually kind of feel like that today. I'm having some depression today, like fairly bad depression, but I have to work later, so I got to force myself to snap out of it somehow. Which I'm not going to snap out of it. I'm just going to go to work being depressed. But there's nothing I can do about it. You just got to kind of ride it out. So the other bullet points on there is I said something about the eating. But depression, like I was saying, makes it tough to keep a job. I've lost quite a few jobs because of my depression. So I know how that goes. It sucks, but sometimes the depression is greater than what you can handle, and then you start isolating yourself from people and not talking to people, and it just makes things difficult. You feel helpless and hopeless, and like you can't handle anything, and like you lose motivation, which is one issue I'm dealing with right now, which is I'm trying to get myself to work on my math class, but I just don't have the motivation to do it, and I just feel like there's a black cloud over my head right now, and it's all doom and gloom for some reason. But it also says, some take medication, some don't. I think that's part of the stigma, is people are afraid to come forward and talk about their depression and how bad it gets, which we need to encourage people to speak up about their mental illness, if it's just depression or whatever it is. And like it says, it manifests itself differently in everyone. So, some people may have certain symptoms that are different than other people's, Depression can manifest itself in many ways. So we need to be mindful of that. And like I said, that's another reason why I thought I should share this with everyone, is because it's a good breakdown of the fact that depression manifests itself differently in everyone. Some people have it worse than others. Like it says here, some have more bad days than others. truth be told, I feel like lately I've been having more bad days than others, and I'm trying to find out the root of that. It could be any number of things, but that's the case right now. So I thought just it was topical because I'm dealing with some issues with depression, and I found this list on Twitter, which I shared on my Twitter, and I thought it was important to go over. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope that it helps with the stigma, because there are people out there who unfortunately take advantage of the fact that they have a mental illness and use it for just to get attention, which is what causes stigma and mental illness. And we need to put an end to that. We need to let people know that if you really do have a mental illness, you should come forward and seek help for that. I know there's a lot of people out there who aren't being treated, who should be treated. They're afraid to go for any number of reasons. So, some people don't take mental illness seriously either. They think because it's like an invisible sickness, it's really not. Like, it manifests itself in like panic attacks, or like it says here, it manifests itself differently in people in different ways. And that could be, like I said, isolation, or not eating, or eating too much, or sleeping too much. So there's a bunch of signs and symptoms of depression that we need to be mindful of. And I think that going over something like this would definitely help make people more aware of the symptoms of depression. So I'm just going to leave it here for now. I'm definitely going to do more videos about depression, just because it's such a, what's the word I'm looking for? There's just so much to say about it, but I wanted to at least share this with you guys now. I think it's important. So I'm going to leave things off for here, and I'll see you in the next one.